Welcome back, and we've been flooded with correspondence from people asking if we can go even further back in time. And the answer, of course, is that some dimwit from Channel 7 decided to tape over much of the old footage so they could safely store those early episodes of Neighbours. So no, we can't show you all the great moments from the 1980s. We can, however, show you Jason Donovan wearing acid wash and packing a serious mullet. Nonetheless, round 13's had no shortage of highlights, and we've been able to salvage some of the best. Settle back with a West Coast cooler, because like Bobby Skelton preceding every special comment with, as we watch now on replay, so are the rounds of our lives. Okay, Finey, what a collection we've got this week. I'm going to get straight to it. Number 5 on our Hits and Memories parade, we go back to the SCG. The year is 1993. Unlike today, the Swans are hopeless. They haven't won a game since mid-1992. 23 consecutive defeats. They've sacked their coach, Gary Buckenara. Ron Barassi's come to save the day. They still can't win a game. They've had Richard Osborne knocked out and carried off the ground in an ambulance. He's come back in a helmet. They're playing Melbourne, who are a pretty reasonable side, finalists the previous year. They can't possibly win this one, can they? Well, let's have a look.
After 26 losses on the trot, the Swans under master coach Ron Barassi scored the win that ended the streak. It took a 10-goal bag from Richard Osborne to do it. The finals aspirants Melbourne, very bad loss indeed.
Scott Doreen, Richard Osborne, he's got it. The full forward for goal number 9. Oh, he's close. It's a goal! Oh, Richard Osborne in the Swans' day. Race to half forward. He could have a shot. He hooks it back. He's looking for Osborne. Osborne at the back as well. Oh, this is Richard Osborne's day. He's going to kick for goal number 10. This will be 6th goal of the term. Richard Osborne, goal number 10. What a great effort.
Sydney won its first match since beating Brisbane on May the 8th, 1992. One look at Chairman Mike Withersey's face told it all.
No, that wasn't Nick Natanui's father in the picture there. That was Sanford Wheeler.
Well, that was one of the big changes that helped Sydney win that game. Matthew Wheeler changed his name from Matthew Wheeler to Sanford Wheeler.
Yeah.
Struck home, obviously, with... did you like he was the provider? Now, I love the sort of left of centre players, off Hollywood, off Broadway players. Scotty Doreen.
Oh, yeah.
He was provider on 2 separate occasions there, number 43, little Scott Doreen, and Richard Osborne marking over Matthew Phoebe, or Steve Phoebe, actually. I think
they started to come good not long after. Let's go to number 4 on the list. We go to the Gabba. The year is 2005. The Lions, not quite at their peak now, but Jason Ackermanis still at his peak. And he kicked a pair of goals which either could have been the goal of the year. Let's have a look.
He is the only Geelong player who's looked comfortable on the deck today.
Ackermanis, uncharacteristic fumble for him. Or maybe he just wanted to make the goal look more difficult. Don't tell me. He's a gun.
He's just...
Well, he's done it before.
Yeah.
It's like, well...
I don't need to go overboard. This is a great goal.
Yeah, it's like that. He was manning the radar. There goes the short one. In towards Bradshaw. Bounced off his chest. Taken by McGrath. With a looping hand pass, Ackermanis. Back it goes towards Black. Hasn't seen a lot of the football. Again, Welt on the handball. Timed it brilliantly. Can he top himself? He can't top himself. Oh, hush my mouth. Hush my mouth. Well, about a minute ago he knew he was good. Now he knows he's better there.
How good is this bloke?
The policeman's happy. Even Acker knows. You've got to be good to get away with that false moustache and beard.
He was an absolute gun, wasn't he? Yeah, I know. Yeah, love the understatement.
Was that from Home Alone?
I don't know, but it started a trend. A lot of guys do that now. I was just thinking, watching that, he could thread them from everywhere, and he kicked a similar one, or a couple like that, in the 2003 grand final when he ended up with 5 goals. Brownlow medalist, classic big occasion player. He was a gun.
Was it because of the wet conditions and the ground was a bit greasy that we didn't get a handstand?
Well, we might have. That used to come at the end of the game.
That's right.
In fact, I once got into big trouble. I was doing radio and I ran out the end of the ground to interview him, waited till he did his handstand, and then the ground announcer yelled out over the PA, "Would you please get off the Gabba ground?"
Rohan Connolly.
I was in big trouble.
Did you see the current Essendon player that had been interchanged during that film clip?
No, well, who was it?
On P. Riccardi, off Jay Kelly.
Oh, yes. Yes, in his early days. Nice. All right, now we're going even further back for number 3. This is one of my favourites, Finey. I suspect not one of yours.
This is a fit-up, by the way.
Yeah, well, hang on. Let's get to it. The venue is the Western Oval. The year is 1978. Footscray, they're struggling along, but they do have a gun full forward. His name is Kelvin Templeton. And on this day, against a hapless St Kilda, he went berserk.
8 goals, 7 That's his time.
Closing stages of the last quarter. Dempsey gets up and beats again. And Dunstan puts it down to Templeton. He gets a push in the back. And Templeton hoping to kick his 11th goal. Looks good. Templeton shooting for his 12th. Oh! Again, Templeton to get the fly from the back. Oh! They've played it. The umpire's played it.
And thousands of children on the ground, at least 1,000. But the siren hasn't gone yet. That's his 16th mark. And he's kicked 14 goals, and play will be held up here for at least 3 or 4 minutes, I feel sure. And there's the coach, Don McKenzie. He's on the ground now. I'm just wondering, Jeff, can he be on the ground? As far as I know, the siren hasn't gone. It hasn't gone yet. And he's kicked it. That's his 15th. And the crowd come back. The crowd come back. The siren's gone, is it? I haven't heard the siren go, but it must have gone.
I know what you're going to say. The worst awarding of a mark in football history.
No, it wasn't, because
Gary Abbott's mark of the year.
I guarantee you before then, there was a mark that was paid to Templeton that was even more ridiculous. Just flew straight through his hands. Look, that was it. Do you know how many points he kicked that day?
7?
9.
9.
15 goals, 9.
Poor old Trevor Barker. How many frees did Trevor Barker give away that?
I mean, look, it was a fit-up. The umpire was Kevin Bryant.
Yeah.
He later admitted, I've actually interviewed Kevin Bryant on radio, he said that he did get caught up in the moment.
I think he did.
And he feels, looking back at the video, that he may have awarded Kelvin Templeton some marks and free kicks that he didn't deserve. For me, the highlight was a little forward pocket rover.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Jack Di
Natale.
There he was.
Can we do it? We'll both do it.
Just the applauding, and he was one of the fans.
I wonder if he's related to Richard Di Natale. Anyway.
The Greens?
Yeah.
He's not, because I've asked him.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You are a font of information. Okay, number 2.
On that, Richard Di Natale played in the VFL.
I do.
Yeah.
Was it Northcote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
VFL.
Yeah.
Good footballer.
Number 2, I don't think people will need much reminding. It's back to 2010, and it's another pair of spectacular goals. I think you know where I'm headed with this. The player's name is Lance Franklin.
Here's Guerra off one step with a long ball to centre wing.
Wider in front, up he goes, fisted away by Renoff, roving the pack, dashing in. Lewis to the advantage of Franklin. Players flooding back now inside the 50, but Franklin's running it. He foots it inside the 50, then spears it home. 4 goals to Buddy Franklin, and that's probably the pick of them.
I think we can officially...
Burgoyne out, kicks it up towards the wing. Buddy Franklin goes back. Advantage is paid. It's a one-man football. He's away, running down towards the 50. Can he do it again? Man running back towards the goal square. Needs to be closer. He can't bounce it through. He kicks it through on the full. Franklin, 5 goals.
And they're all the same. This has been the way he's done it tonight. Got upfield. As I said, we've said all night, Hooker's been good in the contest in the air, but as soon as the ball went over the back, and Franklin has now got the footy, Hooker's 1 yard behind. I reckon Franklin could have run another 100 metres, and he would have been 5 metres behind by then.
If you watch him here, he goes closer to the boundary line again and backs his ability. That is extraordinary football.
He's got that natural right to left kicking action, so he knows if he gets it to right goal post, it'll just swing back, which is...
That's as good as goals I've ever seen.
As he tries to smile through gritted teeth. I was doing the boundary that night too, and I remember seeing him go past me and Cale Hooker looking like Forrest Gump running behind him. And I remember interviewing Cale Hooker. That was probably the making of him, because he felt so sort of embarrassed by that, and people constantly bring it up and the replay being shown that I reckon he really knuckled down and became an All-Australian. So it was a win-win for both parties in that chase.
The first goal was great. The second goal was greatest.
Yeah.
That is a magnificent goal, that second goal.
Well, particularly for a left footer. You know, he's on the wrong side. That capacity he has to make it swing back like an outswinger.
And the age-old question that Jason Dunstall hates when a player's running towards goal that he kicks it along the ground.
Yeah.
He did both. The first one he dribbled, the second one he kicked at shoulder height. Oh, God, they were good goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, our number one, and this is a fantastic moment. We're not going too far back. It's to the Gabba. The year is 2013. Geelong at one stage, I think 53 points up. Brisbane proceed to launch one of the greatest comebacks in football history. Still look like they're just going to pull up short. There's about a minute left on the clock, half a minute left on the clock. Geelong's got possession. What's going to happen? Let's find out.
Every mark, every handball, every kick, so vital. Selwood down the line. Dawson Simpson, the big man, in for his first, and he plays on to Corey. They'll be deep again. A mark here will win the game. Podsy Adley couldn't quite. It might win the mark for win the game yet for Brisbane. Got himself into a difficult position. Yo. And now Black, who's been so instrumental, about to be hunted down, didn't panic. It was a great kick. Pat full in the centre. We're down to 9 seconds. And it's a mark. He's got to get up, Adcock. Had to give to anybody. It's Zorko. Got a mark and he's got it. The milestone man. Siren sounds. And it's going to come down to Ash McGrath. This is better than a fairy tale. You can't dream these scenarios. Ashley McGrath in his 200th game are behind. Will create a draw. A goal will give the Lions an incredible victory. Ash McGrath comes in. It's on its way. It's there. The miracle on grass! The Brisbane Lions have kicked 8 goals in the last quarter, and at the 11th hour, they have won.
How good was that? Great call from our mate Anthony Hudson too, as he's done.
The miracle on grass.
Yeah, no, good line, Hutto. Well done.
Do you remember the miracle on ice?
Yes, it was the US beating the Soviet Union in the ice hockey at, don't tell me, Moscow 1980.
Do you remember who the hero was?
No, I know they made a movie on it. Who was the hero?
Mike Erozione.
Oh, there you go.
He was the Ashley McGrath of his time.
Well, Ash McGrath, what a moment. 200 games, great comeback. That was the ultimate fairy tale. And I can't remember a post-siren kick from that far out to win the game, actually. Oh, except Malcolm Blight.
I can remember one.
Which?
And it was, have you guessed what? Fitzroy versus Geelong. So very similar jumpers. Kevin Caton, 60 metres.
Yeah. But that was a point. He hit the post.
Didn't matter because the scores were level.
Fair enough. Well,
scores were level, 60 metres out. He hit the knob on top of the behind post at Princes Park.
I know it sounds like I say this virtually every week, but I was covering that game. I was covering that game.
How many Rohan Connollys are there?
Well, fortunately for a lot of people, just the one.